I arrived here with the excitement of someone who believes they're about to live their own fairy tale. I picture myself transforming this place into a dream home, documenting every house transformation on my YouTube channel. I imagine ending each video arranging the roses in the garden, my hair perfectly styled, making cakes in a floral dress. I would draw until an illustration agent took a chance on me, and I would start living the life I'd always dreamed of alongside the love of my life. Of course, life had other plans. This isn't a story of love or heartbreak. This is the story of how I became a phoenix. Hi, I'm Nessa. I'm 42 years old, and until less than a year ago, I worked as a police officer in Barcelona. I won't dwell too much on this part of the story as I share it in my first video. With all my excitement, I explain how I came to this little mountain haven, which has undoubtedly been the greatest adventure of my life. This is a hard story to tell, but the reason I'm sharing it is to close a chapter and move forward, and maybe you'll find something of value in it for yourself. When we started renovating this house on our own, we were warned that old houses hide unpleasant surprises. And they were right. The roots of the trees out front had crept under the floor, like something out of Jumanji. The pillars were rotten, all the wood of the walls was in ruins, and there were no workers available in the area. It completely got out of hand. The neighbors rallied to help, and when the initial chaos subsided a little, I ventured into masonry and rebuilt all the walls myself. I tell everyone because I'm so proud of my walls. I remember, in the middle of the renovations, a neighbor jokingly said as he saw me exhausted, "You look like you're ready to pack your bags and leave." It's ironic, because he wasn't far off. Only, I wasn't the one who left. One day, my husband called to say he wasn't coming back. I won't go into details because I don't think it's necessary, and I don't want to overshare. Let's just say, love sometimes comes and stays, and other times it leaves. How we handle it depends on our emotional capacity, and I want to make it clear that I'm not sharing this to gain pity or paint myself as a victim. It's quite the opposite. I believe that in a relationship, blame is often placed on the one who leaves, or how they leave. But the truth is, both parties contribute to its breakdown, except in cases of violent relationships, of course. And if you truly love someone, accepting that they need to leave and letting them go is also an act of love. At least, that's what I've learned this time around, even though it hurts. So, there I was, in a house in the middle of nowhere that legally isn't even mine. With the renovation half done, no kitchen, all our belongings in boxes, no job, alone, and with a broken heart. Honestly, if a Netflix writer sees this, I guarantee the story is worth it. I'm fortunate to have a wonderful, wise friend named Laura who said something that clicked on my mind. She told me, "Your biggest problem is that you don't love yourself." I spent a few days drowning in tears, searching for ways to start healing my self-esteem, reconnect with myself and move forward. That's how, through work exchange apps offering accommodation and food, I planned a 3-month journey that took me to Ireland, a fair in Albacete, and a castle in Scotland, a brutal self-discovery journey. During this time, I wanted to keep this channel alive as a promise to myself. Even if I wasn't consistent or the videos weren't great, the point was to honor the commitment I'd made when I left my job to pursue a personal project, even though everything felt like it was falling apart. It wasn't easy. Ireland, especially, was an intense shock therapy since everything was so fresh. It took me a week to find my rhythm, but once I did, the universe started bringing amazing people and immense kindness into my life. On this journey, I learned that loving yourself is the most important thing. Without it, you can't truly love others. I learned to know myself, embrace the good, improve the not so good, and recognize when it's time to give and when it's better to retreat. I also discovered that vulnerability is what deeply connects people, and most importantly, that you can feel at home anywhere, as long as you make a home within yourself. Coming back to the house wasn't easy either. I had managed to find a small home within myself, but reality was still there, unshaken. My previous life remained intact, just like the hope that he might return. I threw myself into my project, creating videos for YouTube, and discovered not only how much I loved making them, but also how healing they were for me. They became my therapy. They pushed me to go out, show myself as I am, and keep going even when I didn't feel like it, with the hope of finding and sharing a little light. It's funny how the universe made my message reach more people than I ever expected. I know that for a big channel, 800 people means nothing, but the beautiful comments I received became band-aid for my broken heart. You made every effort worthwhile. Even after crying for hours, convinced nothing made sense, and putting myself in front of the camera anyway. To everyone watching behind the screen right now, I love you and I'll always be grateful. But winter came, and with it, the freezing cold. The house was hard to heat. Christmas was sad. My hair started falling out more than usual, the eczema around my eye worsened, anxiety became my constant companion, and I still couldn't sleep. Recently, I realized I was holding on to something that wasn't going to happen. Despite all the love, the plans, and our story, I had to accept that it was over. For real, this time. I believe the greatest act of love is letting someone go and wishing them happiness, even if it breaks your heart a little more. By doing so, we also allow ourselves to move on and start anew. Taking that step is terrifying, especially when we don't know where we're headed. But the universe, though it tests us harshly, also brings us gifts to help us through, if we're open to receiving them. It has brought me so much love from both familiar and unknown faces, countless new ideas and possibilities, and an open door with a ticket to anywhere I want to go. It's time to close this chapter and move forward. I still have a year and a half before I'm even eligible to return to my police job. That means I still have time to keep on building my dreams and explore new paths before I consider giving up and going back to my old life. I know what I want, but I also know that, in the end, life is the one who decides. The only thing you can control is how you respond to what happens to you. I think it's time for another escape, with the hope that it will clarify the next destination. What do you say? Shall we keep exploring life together? Have you ever found yourself in a similar situation? What did you do? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.